Hi everyone, Jon Mitchell here, Mayor of New Bedford, and this is another installment of the Mayor's Weekly Update. A number of things to talk about this week. I wanted to start off though by offering my gratitude and my admiration to Mayor Jack Markey, who passed away this week at the age of 89. Mayor Markey was the mayor of the 70s. When he left, he'd been the city's longest continually serving mayor, and was a leader that brought a great deal of stability to the city at a time when there was a fair amount of unrest locally, as well as a great deal of turmoil nationally. Think Watergate and all the rest in the early 70s. And he was someone who brought people together by his sheer ability to relate to others, to remain humble, and most of all, to be honest in all of his dealings. He was a man of great integrity and a man who was fully committed to the city, and also a mayor who always had the long term first and foremost in his dealings and his work. Just think about the stuff that was built during his tenure. New Bedford High School, New Bedford Voc, two of the largest high schools in the state, 4 elementary schools, a brand new water treatment center, which is something that we often take for granted, but we have a first-rate water treatment facility, and we have great drinking water in this city, certainly compared to the rest of the country. And he's going to be remembered most of all of his accomplishments for the establishment of the historic district and its cobblestone streets. The city received a considerable amount of federal funds in the mid-70s, and there were lots of other demands on those funds, but he really, at that time, thought long-term about the city's prospects and its interests and invested it there. And now we have a downtown that is, or a historic district that is really the envy of so many others around the country. It's the most photographed part of the city. It's one that is still today, some 50 years later, a great source of pride for all of us. And so that was really a place where he made his mark. So he'll go down as a highly effective mayor for the city of New Bedford, and we continue to benefit from his work even today. I also wanted to offer condolences and also to pay tribute to someone who worked for Mayor Markey and worked on things like the historic district, and that's Ben Baker. Ben was the city planner going all the way back to the administration of Mayor Harrington, but worked also for Mayor Markey, and then later became the chief of staff to Mayor Bullard. And lots of folks in more recent times remember him as the owner of Baker Books, which was first established on William Street and then later moved to North Dartmouth, right over by Bishop Stang. But that was, for a long time, that store was a great gathering place for folks and the leading bookstore in the region before it closed a few years ago. But Ben was just so devoted to the city and such a capable guy, and many of the great planning efforts back then, all the way through today, are part of his legacy. And a big part of his legacy also is the renovation in the 1980s of the Zeiterion Theater, which now is the Zeiterion Performing Arts Center, in a place that is, again, a big source of pride in the city and an economic driver of our cultural sector. So, again, Ben was such a highly effective and very humble guy who has left us with a tremendous legacy as well. A couple of other things I wanted to talk about today. So I put in front of the City Council, in consultation with the Council, a reform to the city's fine schedule for properties that are run by absentee landlords and where we have not been able to curb the worst trash abuses in the city. There's some property owners who have repeatedly violated the trash statute, the trash ordinances in the city. They get fine after fine after fine, and then they continue just to write the check and treat it all as a cost of doing business instead of taking responsibility for their properties. That's what this will do. It doesn't take, right now under the current ordinance, it takes up to 25, it takes 25 violations before the property hits the maximum fine of $300. I think it should be a lot sooner than that. We have proposed that the maximum is hit at 7 violations. I think giving somebody a chance or 2 is plenty enough to put them on notice that they should be keeping their properties in ship-shape condition. Everybody else does it. Every law-abiding citizen, resident of the city does just that. It's not fair to them, to my mind, that some others are messing up their neighborhoods and having trash blown onto others' properties. And so we're doing something about it. So that's coming, and I appreciate the support that we've gotten from the council along the way. We're going to be having office hours on Tuesday at 5:30 to 7. This is just a reminder at Cafe Algarve. That's coming up soon. So I look forward to seeing people out there as well. And as I said, we'll be there with our listening ears on, as we used to tell our kids. Anyway, that's been the mayor's weekly update. I'll be in D.C. this week on a series of meetings with the U.S. Conference of Mayors and some side meetings concerning fishing and as well as offshore wind. So we'll see you next week.
Hi, I'm Taya Leone, and you're watching New Bedford Cable Network. Good for you.